Hey y'all, welcome back. This is Jeremy with the J Consultant, where I specialize in helping people leverage Metro 2 compliance, consumer law, and factual disputing to get things removed from their credit report. Y'all, let's just jump right into it. Once again, we're just gonna jump right into it. So this is the reason I just wanted to make this video more specifically to talk about why it's great to learn credit yourself. So let's just go ahead and start into that. Why it's great to learn credit repair yourself. And then all three ways, factual disputing, consumer law, and Metro 2 compliance, because you can come at it in so many ways. And I think that's a lot of times why most people don't get results is because you just you don't understand the process. So let's just talk about it. But first, we're going to talk about why learn credit repair yourself. It protects you from scams. That's what most people talk about most of the time is getting scammed. Oh, I got scammed. And don't get me wrong, are most people out here scamming? Yes. We all know because I'm sure somebody knows somebody or follows somebody that's charging them to repair their credit. They're charging them up front, what I'll say. They're taking payment up front without providing any results, right? So we all know somebody. So many people have given this credit space a bad name, and it doesn't have to. But my whole thing is, since it does have a bad name, what are you gonna do? Just sit there and allow things to stay on your credit for 7 to 10 years before they fall off, or you just gonna learn the material yourself? Like we all have choices, So, but anywho, let's just go ahead. If you're tired of getting scammed, do it yourself. That's my advice. Like, if you're tired of getting scammed, do it yourself. But anywho, so by law, the Credit Repair Organization Act, it's illegal to charge upfront fees for credit repair. So it's illegal. Many people get scammed because they don't know their rights, and that's just really what it is. And honestly, at some point, especially after time has progressed, we got to start taking accountability for our own self. So if you're continuing to get scammed, then you just need to blame yourself at this point. So how companies get around it? Because I know most people may be thinking, oh, well, they have this particular company. So they get around it because they charge monthly fees instead of upfront payments. But initially, you're still paying upfront, and it keeps them legal. But once again, you're paying upfront just for somebody to do it on something that you can do yourself. Why doing it yourself is best? You keep full control of your financial journey. You know what's going on because it's yours, or you should know what's going on. You save money by not relying on expensive services, which is the reason why my group is just $48 a month, which is less than a cup of coffee a day. And in my group, you learn everything. Metro 2 compliance, factual disputing, and consumer law. But we'll go into that later. And then, but the key takeaway from all of this. Oh, and let me not get past this. You gain knowledge that lasts a lifetime. That's the most important one of all. You gain knowledge. Who doesn't want to be knowledgeable, more knowledgeable of a process that's beneficial for them? Credit, come on, y'all. And can't nobody take that away from you. Once you got it, you got it. You can just pass it along. But learning the credit process empowers you to repair, protect, and grow your credit without falling victim to scams or overpaying companies. So it's just really taking control of your own life and your own freedom. So y'all, I don't believe in the online process, right? Because I understand technology and I understand when you're transferring information back and forth from these different systems, it get lost all the time. I used to work in our network department, so I see how it goes on the back end. I'm like, damn, y'all be losing a lot of data. But online disputes don't hold weight in court as well. So say, for instance, if you're going to dispute something with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB, if you're going to submit something to them, an escalation, if you're escalating for whatever reason, this online stamp is not going to hold up because, or even if you go to court and you're fighting something for whatever reason, this online stamp, this online submission is not going to hold up. Everything needs to be done by paper. Everything needs to be done by paper because that is your only record that somebody received something by sending it certified. But doing it online, records get lost all the time. But also too, so let me just go over this. So online disputes limits your right. When you dispute online, you often agree to terms that waive certain rights under the FCRA. And that's another thing that people don't know. When you do your online submissions and you're hitting the terms and agreements, who read the term and agreements? How many people read the term and agreements? Honestly, ask yourself, do you read that or do you just be checking on and then submitting? Because it's easy and quick, you know? And then they don't even teach you to like really go over or read that information because it has too many things in there that you're agreeing to that they don't want to. Everybody wants instant gratification on everything. Like they just play on the human psychology, you know? But anywho, so you waive a lot of your rights a lot of times when you do online submissions. So just remember that. But you don't have no paper trail because, like I said, an online submission isn't a paper trail. And then why mail disputes matter. Certified mails give you tracking and delivery receipts. You control the wording and evidence you support, and also it creates a paper trail for you to hold bureaus accountable. So always dispute by certified mail to protect your rights and to create a record. But also, too, even with the mail, right? Y'all, when I tell y'all, they lose stuff all the time. And that's another reason why it's great to even just know the credit, like the entire credit process, because you can come at it from different ways. And this is the thing, and this is what I want to be very clear to everybody. Just because something is removed from your credit report does not mean that you do not owe that debt. You still owe the debt. Removing something from your credit report just gives you like another opportunity to be able to work with another institution. Whether that's a credit card institution, mortgage, like whatever. That's all it does. It just gives you another opportunity. So it just gives you a second chance at something. So say, for instance, you may dispute something with factual disputing. May not work. You will go another way or another way. That's the reason why it's great to know. But when it comes to mail, remember this too. They lose like stuff all the time. Y'all, this is the thing. So the credit bureaus process thousands, like literally thousands of disputes every day. And I'm sure y'all have seen how, you know, they be transferring mails. You've seen the different like mail people like transfer mail. And, you know, they just be throwing them in one thing to another. Y'all, they be losing shit all the time. So records be messed all up, you know? Like they be messed because this is the thing. Whenever you dispute something, it goes, so it goes from the creditor to the CRA to the data furnisher. From you first, though. From you first. And this matters because errors or outdated information could damage your report. Also, it could be other people's accounts on your credit profile as well. So it's just best to know these type of things. But also with the mail, right? So like I said, this is the reason why it matters because errors or outdated information could damage your credit, but accurate reporting is essential for lending decisions. Understanding how credit flows help you dispute your inaccuracies because it go like this: from you to the CRA to the data furnisher, consumer, CRA, data furnisher, back to the consumer. So that's a lot of paper back and forth. Because like I said, every time something happens, anytime you dispute something, it has to be done by paper. But y'all, so when it comes to the mail, like I said, you can leverage it. You can leverage it. Leverage it by having records, but also leverage it by the different mistakes that they make. Because this is okay. So let's get off into a little consumer law here. And let me say this before I begin. This is not legal advice, any of that. This is for educational purposes only. Let me say it again. This is for educational purposes only. Okay, so under 15 U.S. Code 1681, congressional finding and statement of purpose. This is the reason why it's important, like I said, to know your credit report and also to know that they make so many like different mistakes. But this is the reason why it's important. So this is the one that I want y'all to pay attention to, the first one. The banking system is dependent upon fair and accurate credit reporting. Inaccurate credit reporting directly impair the efficiency of the banking system, and unfair credit reporting methods undermine the public confidence, which is essential to the continued functioning of the banking system. But this is the first thing that I want you to pay attention to. The banking system is dependent upon fair and accurate credit reporting. Inaccurate credit report directly impairs the efficiency of the banking system. Y'all, you are the money. You are the money. They're dependent on this information so they could pretty much figure out who I'm about to give some money to, who I'm about to get in debt with, you know, because this is the thing. Like, you are the money because they also make money off of you. Whenever they lend you something, they just get it back. You know, they get it back and then they also put interest on top of it as well. So you are the money. So that's the reason why maximum accuracy is important when it comes to credit reporting, because the banking system is dependent on your profile. So that's also a reason too, like why it's important to know all of these different strategies when it comes to credit repair, because you can do it different ways. You can do it different ways. There's always different ways to skin a cat, but there are always different scenarios that you can leverage in order to get something removed from your credit report. Because, like I said, getting something removed from your credit report does not mean that you don't owe the debt. That does not mean that. It just means that you got something removed. So now I can work with another institution. I don't have to be stuck in life. I can move forward. Try not to make that mistake again. But hey, if I do, like I can leverage this particular skill set to be able to move forward and not be stressed out on life when it comes to getting approved for anything. And I talk about these different things within my community. Let me just show y'all my community. So, of course, you're going to start here. You're going to see me, welcome me. I'm going to welcome myself, meet me, course expectations. But I just talk about different things within the community, understanding credit and reports, factual disputing, consumer law, Metro 2 compliance, bankruptcy, student loans, evictions, late payment, the dispute process, escalating disputes, and then I also have a live chat and then different credit resources as well. Just different things that you can use. Different things that you can use in order to take either your credit to the next level, someone else's. This is a skill set that you can take and literally do whatever with it. Especially within these times, you can take this and turn this into a business if you want, a side hustle, whatever, or just focus on yourself in general. But learning the skill set is so important. It's so important. So if that's something that you're interested in, just click the link in the bio to join my group. It's $48 a month. You can cancel at any time. And that's less than a cup of coffee a day. So I don't even want to hear nobody complain about a price. But I'll see you on the next video.